The night was filled with moonlight, turning everything in their home a silvery blue. Raju, who was 6, and his little sister Priya, who was 5, were tucked snugly in their beds. Rio, their dog, was snoring gently at the foot of Raju's bed, and Mithoo the parrot was quiet under his soft cover. Suddenly, Raju felt a gentle tug on his blanket. He opened his eyes. The room shimmered with a soft golden light, and standing at the foot of his bed was a tiny, sparkling creature with butterfly wings. "Psst, Raju," the creature whispered, its voice like the tinkling of tiny bells. "We need your help. Please be brave and come with me." Raju was a little scared, but the creature's eyes were kind. He looked at Priya, who was now also awake and watching with wide eyes. Rio lifted his head, a soft rumble in his chest. What kind of magical adventure awaited them beyond their familiar bedroom? Raju nodded bravely. The little creature sprinkled them with golden dust, and suddenly they felt as light as feathers. Rio and Mithoo seemed to understand, for Rio stood up and wagged his tail, and Mithoo fluttered onto Raju's shoulder. The creature led them through their window, and they floated upwards, past the sleeping houses, higher and higher, until they reached a land they had never seen before. Below them, the city lights twinkled like scattered jewels. Where were they going in this dreamlike night? And what kind of help did someone need? They landed softly in front of a magnificent castle that seemed to be made of moonlight and clouds. It had tall, shimmering towers that reached towards the stars. But the castle looked sad. Its lights were dim, and there was a quiet sighing sound in the air. The little creature explained, "This is the Cloud Castle. It used to be filled with laughter, but a grumpy shadow has stolen all the happy sounds. The king and queen are heartbroken." Raju felt a surge of courage. He had to help. Priya, holding his hand tightly, looked brave too. Rio growled softly in a protective way, and Mithoo puffed up his feathers, ready for anything. How could 2 small children and their animal friends bring back happiness to a castle made of clouds? They tiptoed into the castle. The hallways were filled with shadows, and everything felt hushed. They could hear faint whimpering sounds. The little creature led them to a room where the king and queen of the Cloud Castle sat with their heads in their hands. They looked very sad indeed. "Oh, brave young ones," the queen whispered, her voice like a soft rain. "Can you help us find the happy sounds? The shadow has hidden them deep within the castle." Raju stepped forward. "We will try our best," he said, his voice a little shaky but determined. Priya nodded firmly beside him. What kind of courage would they need to face the grumpy shadow? They searched the castle, room by room. Rio bravely sniffed out dark corners, and Mithoo flew ahead, his sharp eyes looking for anything unusual. Finally, they found a hidden chamber. Inside, a grumpy, shadowy figure was huddled over a collection of shimmering orbs. These orbs held all the happy sounds: laughter, singing, joyful music. The shadow grumbled when he saw them. "Go away. These happy sounds are mine now." Raju might have been scared, but he remembered the sad faces of the king and queen. He took a deep breath and said in a clear voice, "Those sounds belong to the Cloud Castle and its people. They make everyone happy. Please give them back." The shadow tried to scare them with loud whooshing noises, but Rio barked bravely, and Mithoo let out a surprisingly loud squawk. The shadow seemed taken aback. Could their courage and kindness be stronger than the shadow's grumpiness? Priya, holding a small smooth stone she had found, gently rolled it towards the shadow. The smooth stone made a soft, clear sound as it rolled, a tiny spark of a happy sound in the silent chamber. The shadow flinched. It seemed he couldn't bear even a little bit of happiness. Slowly, reluctantly, he began to release the shimmering orbs. As the happy sounds floated out, the castle began to glow brighter, and the sad sighing faded away, replaced by faint echoes of laughter. The king and queen were overjoyed. They thanked Raju and Priya with warm smiles that shone like the stars. The little creature fluttered around them happily. Soon it was time to go home. The little creature sprinkled them with golden dust again, and they floated back down, back through their window, and gently back into their beds. The silvery moonlight still filled their room. Rio was fast asleep. Mithoo was quiet. Raju and Priya closed their eyes, their hearts filled with the happy sounds they had helped to return and the courage they had found within themselves. They drifted into a peaceful sleep, their dreams filled with the shimmering castles and the sweet sound of laughter. Good night, brave dreamers. Sleep well.